speak from the standpoint of a therapist. It's a fact. It's not even debated. Because when, okay, you can't hear me. I said I was going to speak from the point of view of a therapist. And I want to state categorically clear that it's a fact. Less educated people have less expectations. So what actually has been discovered recently to be the highest reason why marriage don't work is high level of unrealistic expectations. And because of that, it is a fact-based theory that the lesser your expectation, the more realistic your expectations are as couples, the more success and more healthy relationship you will have. When they are not educated, they don't expect much. They have less information, they have less knowledge, they have less peer pressure. They have less people pressing their neck. It's like a village marriage. You understand? Everybody goes to the farm, comes back home, get pregnant, have babies, and it's as simple as it is. But in our own quote and unquote knowledgeable society, where we are, standardized to a certain extent, where there's a belief of expectations both on the male and the female aspect, believing that a man should deliver some certain things, and if you don't, you compare him to others, get demoralized, depression, mental health coming. On the woman's side, she should be good in bed, she should be a prostitute and a virgin at the same time, a combined expectation, and all those things she doesn't deliver, it becomes an issue. It goes out to look for it. She becomes depressed, sad, mental health comes in. And that's why everywhere now, everybody has mental issue because of expectations. But when you are in the village or you are less knowledgeable, you don't care. Whatever it brings, 20 naira, we're good to go, we eat. But a expectant couple is not delivered, there will be issues. So it's a fact. Thank you.
It's someone cannot be uneducated all the person's life. So a situation whereby the uneducated starts getting educated in terms of exposure, what do you think happens at the end of the day from your own experience?
Basically, what happens is that when you see a couple, one gets ahead of the other. For example, we've had instances where the guy sponsored, this is a real story, sponsored the lady to school. She got educated, came back and saw he wasn't fit for her because his English wasn't clean enough. And by the side, devil is so good. He brought a clean guy that could speak clean English, and she went for him. And he told the guy that sponsored her, how much did you spend? I'll pay you off. True story. So in this situation, it all boils down to the reality of life. Is the guy, and I'm going to say this for free, you don't need money for it. If your husband or wife is moving ahead, move ahead fast. There's no option. No option. Because when you're on a different level as a couple, your success rate is low, and the risk for separation or divorce is high. So I see couples that work when the man is going up, he pulls his wife. Or when the wife is going up, she pulls her husband. But if, for example, you now decide in this case that is saying one gets educated or one gets knowledgeable than the other, there's a tendency of separation. There's no two ways about that. But like I said, I'll repeat myself for free. You're moving ahead, move ahead with your spouse. If not, it can't work.
I've always had this theory that the burden of intelligence or the cost of intelligence is counterintuitiveness. And that is, this particular thing, but you are trying to have doubts around it to be 100% sure that this thing is true or not. And this particular question responds to the Maslow's law of hierarchy. I don't know how many of us know Maslow's law of hierarchy. At the rung of that ladder is physiological needs, food, shelter, clothing. So everybody at that point is thinking about survival, nothing more. When it goes higher, you see safety. When you go higher, esteem. When you go higher, self-actualization and all that. So when it comes to the couples and all, most of them are in that marriage from a place of ignorance. It is only when you are introduced or exposed to a certain thing in life that you realize that you like this thing. Most of us think that afang soup or fisherman soup is our favorite because maybe you have not tasted Italian pasta or something else. So when you leave that particular environment, the situations and the contextual framework of environment and go to somewhere else and see that this is better, you are always craving more. Economics said that the human wants are what's insatiable. So with more knowledge, with more experience, with more exposure, comes with the wanting for more. You start realizing that your partner is not all you need. Then a summary of what I'm saying. If you are getting married to someone, right, or maybe you are trying to become a partner with someone, you should first love them for who they are before what they are. Because who they are is what will remain at the end of mostly every other thing. They will build from who they are. They will change from who they are. Even if they are going to derail, they are not going to derail too much from who they are. So we should focus our romantic engagements and connections based on who the person is and build from there. That's what I have to say. Thank you.
Wow, you're always listening to me. That's so nice. Okay, so I will start by saying that women are very picky. And it is good. If they were not picky, we will still be living in caves. We will not have all these skyscrapers, all these transistors, all these fancy inventions, if it were not the fact that women were picky. So the question is about education. By saying that women are more picky, an uneducated woman has a high level of tolerance. The more educated you get, the less tolerant you become because of the more exposure you have consumed. And between the two partners, it is the woman who is more selective. And so she will find the need to drive the man to improve himself. All a man needs to feel alive is food and sex. The man want to be given these two things, it's okay. To make contract one house, but it is the point. Men are simple. If you give them these two things, they will not find the need to improve. They will not find the need to self-actualize. So by saying this, I would say that education, due to education having this inverse proportional relationship with tolerance, as education increases, the more educated a couple is, the less tolerant they are, and the less they won't have the ability to, like I said, to tolerate most things. So by statistics, you cannot say that a lot of educated people are also like you, having successful marriages. We are talking about the rule, not the exceptions. Just mention an exception to the rule. The fact is, tolerance is inevitable. You can't just shake it off. So, by concluding my point, I would say that the more educated a woman is, the less tolerant.
Thank you. One, we need to also remember that a whole lot of people are messed up from growing up, trauma, unhealed traumas, and a whole lot of things. So people carry these baggages all through their lives, and it gets to play out. There is instant gratification. People have shorter fuse. These things count, right? And the whole idea of being educated doesn't mean people are cultured, right? What we feel is education is more of how do I get things fast, how do I make money fast, and all of that. That's what we perceive, like what gives me the extra advantage. So if you look at it from that view, the more people get educated, if you are not building your character, things will definitely fail, because everybody feels they are being themselves. And in being yourself, you want the other person to also be themselves or be someone you want. So everybody wants the individualism, right? But they do not want it from the other person. If you want to be who you want to be and how you want to be, then the other person can be how they want to be, and two of you will not be able to mix. So there is need for character development. If the whole sense of I'm educated is I go to school, I do this, I do that, things will definitely fail, and they're already failing.
People here, fellow hikers. So please, let's understand, marriage is deep. You need to have somebody that is compatible with you, even if you are educated or not. because the uneducated people are being trapped. The women.
Yeah.
My grandfather married 12 wives. Is it that you think the first one does like what he has done? No, because she's trapped and she cannot say anything. If she goes to her parents, they compel her to that condition. But now, if she gets married to, she understood that this is her destiny. That is why she's not complaining. And then the man knows that, oh, I can go out and marry more wives. He gets away with that. But in this educative or our education system, you understand, okay, my wife doesn't want this and my parents will not even take it. Why am I marrying 2-3 wives when I can get same from this person? And then there's understanding. And then you know that this lady you are going to meet is going to give you what you want, your child, or be the mother of your child. So why are you going out? So let's understand the intrigues of marriage. Not just say, okay, the uneducated ones last better than the educated ones. No, it's because you are looking for something in Sokoto while it's in Sokoto.
So are you saying
missing the point?
Yeah.
It has to be about exposure, not education. I've been married for 12 years. Good one. The first one is compatibility. If you are not getting it right, whether you are educated, you are rich, you are poor, you will not get it right. So the thing is, everybody should identify the fact, everybody, there is a different woman for every man. The moment you get the mismatch, there's problems. There are women that will not mind their husband to have side chicks. They will not mind so far he's taking good care of the house. There are some, they are CIA. They want to know everything that is going on in your life. That's no. FBI is closer to CIA. They are interested in where you are, who you are talking to, and which is very unhealthy. So I won't really say it's education, because even those who do not have that solid education background. And another thing is this, I'm sorry to say this, but I'm going to say the most dangerous woman that you can choose to spend the rest of your life is one that is more ambitious than you.
Oh.
Yes.
Why?
That's the most dangerous woman that a man can be with, one that is more ambitious than the man itself. That's the facts.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So where we can separate, there's really no way we can separate education from exposure. It goes side by side. Yeah. And it's so unfortunate already. I think in agreement with what my brother said earlier on, the other brother said earlier on, what we already have as a definition of education in Africa, in Nigeria specifically, is all about how do I make money in life. Whereas in countries that are well developed, they've gone ahead of us. In China, we see it on internet. See what their kids do in school. It's not necessarily about 2 + 2. And the other time also in World Cup, when some of their players finished playing World Cup, they went to pick character. I think it was Japan. So for people in Africa, in Nigeria, that, like you said, I'm not really supporting him on the gender base of ambition. Any human being that is over ambitious would have an issue of compatibility with anybody. Most, yeah, let's say maybe the statistics is out of 10, he would have issue with almost 8 people, either male or female. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I think the problem already is the type of education that has been established in Africa, in Nigeria, to be job seekers and not trailblazers.
So that's
Yeah, there's a problem already with our educational system. From what the British gave us, unfortunately, we have not emancipated ourselves yet from the mental slavery.